probably already started. Maybe.
It should start soon. It happened to be... Whatever. I hate you. Hi, welcome to episode 26 of Let's Have a Fefe. Hold on. Just a moment. Oh, now it wants to work. Okay.
Maybe. There we go.
Hi, welcome to... Oh! We don't want to hear that. Whoa.
Oh my god. I'm back in the studio this week.
You're alive, kind of?
Barely.
No?
Sort of, for the most part.
Today?
Like I said, I sound like I've smoked 6 packs a day. I'm not thrilled with that. I keep coughing.
You don't sound as bad as last time you were sick. Last time you were sick, you sounded really bad.
Yeah, well, I've
like you've been smoking cigars through your butthole.
Smoking cigars through my butthole.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that. I've seen similar things.
Hey, they might see it on our Patreon sometime soon. I mean, if that gets people to sign up.
I was like, what kind of Patreon are we running?
Anyway, this is episode 26
Lord.
of Let's Have a Fefe, your Wednesday night
Family
conversation. Brought to you by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, and Gay Pink Photography.
Good Lord.
Special thanks to... Oh, Carrie's on. Wow.
First. She was waiting for it.
We want to thank our Patreon supporters, Brandon McGill, Carrie, I don't know how to say your last name, so... Is
it McLemons or McLemons?
I want to say McLemons.
I don't know.
McClemens.
Did Savannah get it right? Because we don't know how to read. Obviously, Savannah got a better education.
Is it a long E, or is it a,
Anyway, Leanne... how do you say Leon's last name?
Dunton.
Dunton?
Very British.
Dunton.
Very British.
Dunton.
She's British.
Oh, so I have to say it with, like, my bottom teeth.
Dunton.
And Patricia Mason for supporting us on Patreon. Oh, that's old. I already sent out thank you cards, and somebody posted on our
Oh, she
page.
says what the fuck?
Wait,
how is it
neither?
Okay, then
oh, she said it right. Savannah said it right.
Did I say it
that
right?
Was why I said
how did you say it?
How did I say it? Where is it? McClemens.
McClemens. That's what I said. It was either McClemens or McClemens, but... So, is it neither or one? Because what... You have to type it out phonetically. Damn it. Otherwise...
How do you say this?
Oh my god.
We have in the studio today our special guest, Miss Gay, Western States, America.
That's so long.
Savannah Stevens.
Hi, everyone.
Oh my gosh. Wow, what a title name.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
thank you for being here.
Absolutely. This is like one step. What is yep? What is
yep?
What
is yep? That doesn't tell
us.
So
Savannah said it right. That's what she's saying.
Because I say, is it McClemens or McClemens? And she says, yeah. The fuck? Not helpful.
Well, there's a little bit of a delay sometimes.
Even still.
Oh.
She's now said yes twice. And it's not... I don't know.
Well, while you are trying to figure out what her last name is, what did you do this weekend, Savannah?
Nothing. I worked.
You...
I went to Pride. Was it Pride?
No, that was the previous weekend.
The weeks are like coming together.
I don't know. I'm a little trippy that it's only been like a week since Pride. Like it feels like it's been much longer.
Yeah.
Like literally, like because it was last weekend was Pride.
Oh yeah.
Last weekend, and I feel like it's been a lot longer than that. So I'm a little thrown off.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just inviting some people. I figured out I can invite more people.
Ah, shit.
I'm just gonna keep bothering people.
Good. Okay. Good. It's excellent.
Yes. What about you, Freddy? What'd you do this weekend?
Well, I got to experience the sequel of Influenza A.
Is that a drag queen?
It wasn't done.
It should be.
That should be a drag queen movie. Let's make one.
Last Wednesday, I videoed it and I wasn't feeling well. Those of you that watched it, I am so sorry. I just didn't want to leave Felicia hanging. We didn't have a guest. I ended up going to Minute Clinic on Friday and taking Friday off afterwards. I get there and I'm a hot damn mess and she shoves... Have you ever been tested for the flu? Do you know what they do?
Yeah. They Shove
shove
a
a
Q-tip.
fucking Q-tip literally like up into your brain.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful. She's like, I'm just gonna swirl this around your nostril. I'm like, okay, no problem.
It's
I was like, oh fuck! Oh god, it was awful.
It's called a nasal swab.
Oh my god.
She's like, I'm just gonna swab this around your nostril. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, you're just gonna swab my nostril, not shove it up into my.
Well, remind me when I'm
brain.
sick never to let that happen.
Oh my god! But yeah,
Wow.
tested positive for influenza B, which was not awesome. I had a fever and was under strict instructions not to go anywhere or be.
Oh, it's bad when the doctor tells
Oh no,
you not
she was
to
like,
go
you.
anywhere.
She's like, here's your mask. You wear.
Oh, you even got a mask?
Oh, I did. She was like, you can wear this until you get to your car. I was like,
Did you
shit.
stone it?
I should have. I wasn't allowed to like go anywhere or like be around people until my fever had been gone for 24 hours. And at that point, because I'd already been sick for a week, there wasn't anything they could do about the flu. Like I couldn't get the Tamiflu or whatever the fuck it is.
Uh-huh.
That helps with the flu because you're supposed to do it within the first 2 days. I thought I was just sick from pride, for God's sakes. I didn't think I was,
Well, I had a little bit of allergies from pride,
Right.
and that was it.
Like, I didn't think it was anything like that. I mean, Jesus Christ. So, why the hell would I go and get tested for the flu? Because I'm not feeling well after being in the sun. Like, I'm a ginger. It happens. Yeah, so treating symptoms, it was ibuprofen and Tessalon
Fighting
pearls
everybody.
and shit. Like, it was awful. And I did nothing and stayed in my house in a bubble for...
How did your animals feel about this?
Oh, God. I
'Cause
had
know
to take them...
Bruce can't.
Well,
deal.
I had to take them out
Ew.
every, so often. But I was able to get them to go out on my patio. I have a little tree on my patio. I was able to get them to go pee on my patio. So at least I got them to do that, and I only had to take them out like once a day. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, trying to walk these
Zombies.
dogs. God, it was awful. So that was my weekend, and then last night we had the last qualifying round for the next big star.
Oh, I missed it. Darn.
And it was pretty good. I think we had like 8 contestants. I'm like, great, of course it's the last fucking thing. We have 8 people here. I'm never gonna get home. But we've got some good people in the finale next week. Franzia won last night. She ended up coming out.
Good.
And the only time I'd ever seen her perform was at Pride, the Pride pageant.
Uh-huh.
And then I wasn't.
You weren't ready for this?
No, I wasn't. Well, I wasn't watching her. Like, she didn't have my full attention at Pride because I was running around doing other stuff. So last night was the first time I actually got to see her, and she's funny as fuck. Like, she's really good. So she won last night, so she's going on to the finale next week. But it was good. Because I didn't get home until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Is she an espresso bean? Is she a drag?
She's a grande.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a grande. But no, it was good, and there was a decent crowd. Oh my God, there was this fucking old...
Wait a minute.
Oh my God, there was this
Wait a
old
minute.
man. There was this old man, and like, I don't know if it was his wife and his son or something. I don't fucking know. They were sitting at the table that was like over by the wall.
The one that always sits in the dark?
You're right. So like over by the wall, like next to the doors under the patio to be at BS West. And they were fucking loud and obnoxious, like, and they came in, like, right around the second half. And I was like, oh my God, shut up. Like, literally, they're this far away from each other. There's nothing going on. Like, whoever stopped performing, and they're, like, yelling.
Screaming at each other. Yeah.
And
Savannah,
then...
how are you today?
Oh, no. You know what really fucking pissed me off? He kept going up and tipping people, giving them fucking 20s and shit, and I'm like, the fuck? God
What night is
damn
this?
it.
Tell him Friday nights are good too.
And he was there when I was performing, and I was like, really, bitch? You gotta fucking hand people 40s and shit, and you're just gonna know me, fuck my drag? Alright, well, whatever then, asshole. That's what really pissed me off.
I would have got the mic and been like, excuse me, sir?
Alright. I was like,
You owe me $20.
Right?
$20?
He did, well, it's alright, he didn't tip Naomi $20 either, so.
What?
He kept giving it to the people that were competing. Which was really, like, they'd be standing there, and he'd just come up staggering on stage after he spilled his drink all over himself, and he's like, here. He, like, handed people a 20. He handed one girl a 40. I'm like, yeah, seriously. I was like,
God.
Really? And you can't even give me a fucking $1?
Wow.
Fuck you, asshole. Yeah.
Maybe he ran out by the time he got to you.
It was... No, because he was still tipping people after me. I was like, oh, bitch. Oh my god, yeah. And Anita To Go Box was there. She was on the campaign trail, so
she's everywhere.
She is everywhere. She came
I'm
by.
surprised she's not here tonight.
All right.
Is she in here?
She
She's gonna pop out from the pile of clothes.
She was able to get on the mic and talk a little bit about the Imperial Court and stuff like that. So that was good to see her out and about. I think she was at Stacy's before us, so she was all over the place last night. Crazy.
Philip wants to know what a 40 is.
Not a $40. $40. 2 20s.
Where are you reading that?
In the comments.
You see this little thing right here?
Oh.
Do you
right
need
in front
glasses?
of my face. I do. Squinting.
It's alright, we'll read it for you. Hey, Backpack!
Wow, all these people. Where did they come from? How did they know that the show was going on?
I can't imagine. Are you wearing one of Marissa's wigs?
No.
God damn it.
No, she
Were
knows.
you supposed to be?
Yes, she's one of the sponsors of the show.
So why aren't you wearing her hair?
Because I did not grab that one. There's one sitting over there.
The blonde one?
Yeah.
Oh.
It looks great over there. It looks great. And I have.
It looks like at this point, it looks like the wig that Sassy gave Coco to use as the squirrel.
No, that's not it.
Marissa, I think you're gonna have to fix this.
We've been talking. Mm-hmm. Felicia has to buy some things because
girl,
you can't get it all for free.
Don't they know who I am? What did you do this weekend?
This weekend, so bingo was fun, and not to say that I'm amazing or anything, but I'm amazing.
Yeah, it's real hard to pull numbers.
I know.
And shit.
Anyway,
takes some skill to pull them.
That's what it was.
B15.
But we had some it was full. Like every time when I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to turn around to talk to people.
That was like that one time that you weren't there and people were sitting in the back. Like, it's awesome. We've had packed houses since we came back, which is fantastic.
Yes.
We do bingo on Thursday nights, in case you weren't aware.
Okay.
Well, she's busy every other Thursday, but every other Thursday other than that she hasn't come to see us.
No. It's fine, whatever.
Because you're way out here in Mesa.
No.
Bingo happens at the Cash.
Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll come see you.
Wow. It's hard to keep up with people. I can contest to that. It is hard to keep up with people, and I hate when they're like, "Don't you know I have a new show?"
I'm like, I don't know. Did you invite me to perform in it? Because until that happens, no, I don't know you have a new show.
Bingo is better than trivia.
Fuck yes. Oh my god, yes.
I don't know anything about what trivia was, or is,
terrifying.
or could have been. Anyway, Anita was there for that, and she had to-go boxes. Did she bring the to-go boxes?
I think she did, yeah.
Isn't that the cutest thing?
I think that's awesome.
And then Saturday, after people keep asking me about, when we're going to do speed dating again. When's speed dating happening again? And messaging those specific people, because I wrote it down. Those people were interested. They didn't show up. I only had 3 people. And I'm okay with admitting that I had a failure. But I don't take full blame for this. I just take a little bit.
I'm telling you, people are like, we want this. Okay, well, here's this. Oh, I can't. I don't have time.
What, to be involved in the speed dating?
Just, it's one of these things. Speed dating is something that people have always been asking for.
I'm sure you had that happen to you, where people are like, "Oh, you should have me do such and such," and then you go to ask them, and they're like,
"I don't do that.
No, I can't do that right now."
Right.
And you're like, "What?" I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it again, and this time I'm inviting people in advance, other than the people that I depended on. Just invite complete strangers and have a good time.
May as well. What the fuck? It's fine. It's their loss.
And
this is why they're still single.
If they were singers, maybe they wouldn't be single. Had some family time because Scott's mom is here. She left this morning. Not here, but she was here in town. And then I did bring back matchmaking, and several people are saying that I should find a Romeo for Jose, but that we should kind of interview people, and I'm trying to think of a way to do that.
To weed out the crazies?
Mm-hmm. Or to weed out the flaky
it's the
people.
flakes mostly.
Because the last time, and not to call people
But
by name.
no, I'm gonna say this though. You should have known better with the people. With one, you should have known better.
The one I had too much hope for.
That one you should.
I'm not gonna call people out by name, but
Brandon.
It's not Brandon.
Brandon, I sent your assistant an email because I'm dumb and I forgot that I was going to be out of town on the day that he scheduled me. Because it's over Memorial Day weekend.
Oh.
Which I didn't realize. And then I looked at the calendar and went, oh, that's Memorial Day weekend. Fuck. So
yeah. He needs to reschedule, but if you need to schedule me, I'm available that weekend.
It's my turn, bitch! You did the last one!
I've done two. You've done two. Oh, you've only...
No, I did one. I did one and then I did his series.
Show.
Yeah.
The show.
I never saw that episode. Who the hell is messaging me?
Who
is that me? Was that me? Who the fuck's messaging me?
It ain't us.
God damn it. Y'all should know better.
Anyway, so matchmaking is coming back on Facebook. Just jumped into my assistant's mailbox and saw your email, so it looks like you're going to be rescheduled.
Yeah. Sorry. My bad.
I saw something from Marissa.
Philip said that it's much easier than YouTube.
Oh, Facebook is much easier than YouTube, which I've neglected.
We always forget the YouTube. Sorry, the YouTube people. We always have we have our hardcore people. That
is it still running? Hi, Lisa, on that side. Sorry, didn't know that you
YouTube
were...
people.
Oh, Shannon. Hi, Shannon.
We've been sucking on the YouTube. Sorry.
Oh, she has the night off of rehearsal. Maybe you should come teach me how to dance a little bit. Never mind, that takes more than one night. No, I can move my hands. It's my feet.
It's moving the feet and the hands at the same time.
At the same time. It's like walking and chewing gum.
Like moving and doing things that required, like, traveling and things. And, yeah. Other than that,
Spotlight, I'm the sitter. The professional sitter. Mm-hmm.
We find boxes for her to sit on.
Oh.
And then I get up
and move your feet.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Okay.
We get creative.
You think I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you're kidding.
She's not kidding.
We're not.
Okay.
No.
Choreography is amazing.
Our choreography is amazing.
They do it amazing. I just...
It's alright because we find really cool ways to feature Felicia in the solos. Pretty much.
Hello.
Hi, Jimena.
Ooh.
Hola.
That was wet. Anyway, what's the tip this evening?
So, my tip this evening, we're going to be talking about other sexualities. And I don't know why I decided to go with this. There was something that popped up, and I don't remember what it was. My brain's been fuzzy all week.
This might have something to do with some of the conversations that we've had.
I'm sure, because it's, it always comes up. There's...
Because people are always asking, what are the colors? Why are there so many flags?
Right, and all the things. And people are still sort of stuck in the, sexuality is either this, and it's like, no, it's broader than that. It's much broader than that. A lot of people are still sort of stuck in that mindset where they're like, sexuality is you're gay or you're straight. And that's about it.
What about the bisexual?
You could be bi, but bi people are really just confused.
They're just gay and don't know it
right,
yet.
exactly. But sexuality really isn't that black and white. Like it's there's shades of gray like you would not believe.
Not in reference to the books in which we don't like.
We're not talking about the books. The most common or the sexualized that people are most familiar with are heterosexual, obviously, homosexual, which is the sort of blanket term for either being lesbian or gay, or bisexual, which now here's the thing with bisexual is when people talk about someone being bi, they assume that what they mean is they're attracted to men and women. But bisexual doesn't mean that. Bisexual just means you're attracted to two genders. They could be any two genders. I know somebody who is attracted to cis men and trans women.
Oh.
But isn't really attracted to cis women, or, you know, anybody outside of that. They're like, you know, they don't really like trans men. They don't really, you know. Brandon sexual. Yes, Brandon. I'm totally a Brandon sexual.
I could be with some money. What? They
fuck?
have gay for pay.
Oh my god. So bisexual is broader than what most people seem to think. So it's all it means is you're attracted to two genders. It could be any two genders. And it doesn't have to be an equal attraction. Like, you don't have to be 50% attracted to women and 50% attracted to men. Like, that's not how that works.
What?
It's just,
do people conceptualize that in their brain like that?
People seem to think that if someone identifies as bi, you must be attracted to people equally.
Oh.
I'm like, that, but...
There's no definition anywhere.
There isn't, well, that's, I mean, the definition of bisexual is you're attracted to two genders.
Okay.
But it doesn't specify
right.
what those are.
Exactly. It's just two genders. The rest of it is what, you know, people have difficulty sort of grasping broader concepts, you know, especially when it comes to sex and things like that.
Well, and it's changed over time, and people are still kind of over here when we're just going like this.
Right. So I figured I'd tell you about some of the other types of sexualities that are becoming more and more prevalent and more visible within our society. Pansexual is one that is, I don't want to say popular. That's not the right, but probably more visible than it used to be, and definitely more visible than a lot of the other sort of
that we'll talk about.
Right, the other ones that'll be brought up. But pansexual means that you're basically attracted to all genders, and you don't really think about a person's gender. You're more attracted to who they are. So it's hearts, not parts. If that makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah, so you're not thinking about what's in somebody's pants. You're not thinking about, you know, whether, you know, someone is trans or whether they're cis or whether they're trans if they've had surgeries or whatever it is. You're attracted to a person, and gender has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Oh.
And that's, you know, that could be anybody along the gender spectrum.
Oh, Brandon's feeling cute tonight.
Oh. Pan pizza. You know, side note. Okay, so you know the personal pan pizzas are this big, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how come this is a single fucking serving of pizza, but when I make a cake that's this big, it's a serving for 4? The fuck is that about?
You make cakes this big?
Haven't you seen them? They have like the little Duncan Hines ones in the supermarket. They're like literally this big, but it's like a serving for 4. I'm like, why? If this is a pan pizza, it's my personal pan cake. Fuck off.
Whoa.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't know. People gotta be all discriminatory and shit.
That's for another episode.
Right? While you're on that topic, you might want to say, why do they sell hot dogs in an 8-pack but buns in a 10-pack?
There's that too.
What?
That's that too.
Wow.
Or if you're bougie,
so you buy more hot dogs,
right? Or if you're bougie, you get Hebrew National, and they only come 5 in a pack.
Oh, maybe
do they?
Yeah, because they're better.
I buy the all beef.
There's less lips and assholes. It's all kosher. Just saying. Anyway,
what's going on? This isn't sexual anymore.
I don't know. We're talking about hot dogs. There's polysexual, which means that you're attracted to many genders, but not necessarily all
what does
genders.
That say?
Polysexual.
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm paying attention to Brandon being cute.
Oh my god. More bottoms and tops. Not that surprising.
It's an epidemic. It's fine.
People just need to be verse. Fuck the whole top-bottom thing. Just...
Some people don't like it in the...
Whatever. Figure it out. So polysexual is when you're attracted to many genders, but not necessarily all genders.
Uh-huh.
Monosexual is when you're attracted to one gender. Could be any gender, but you're only really attracted to one.
Mm.
Allosexual is the opposite of asexual, and that's that you're attracted to at least one gender. So, Okay, so asexual is when you don't experience any sort of sexual attraction, which is not to be confused with love or romance. If you're asexual, you can love somebody, you can have romantic feelings for somebody, but you don't have any sort of a sexual attraction to them.
Okay.
So monosexual would be
So-
straight, correct?
How many genders?
Monosexual just means you're
That's a
attracted
good
to
question.
one gender.
How many genders are there?
Oh, Jesus.
And let's start with the definition.
Okay, well,
and then work your way, because I feel like some people
gender,
don't
if you're going to
understand.
get into, there's, I don't know that you can really, it depends on culture, it depends on
Oh,
there's,
true.
because depending on where you are,
You could
different
be the
cultures recognize
As
different types of
third.
genders.
Like some have two.
I know that there are some native tribes that have a dozen different types of recognizable genders. So that's a really
India,
really
too.
really India as well as another one. Polynesian cultures recognize a plethora of gender identities. So it's really hard to say how many genders there are because it's sort of an infinite kind of
I
number.
think that's an
like,
American thing to kind of like put you in a concise.
we like boxes.
box.
We like
and
boxes.
that's where you're gonna be, and that's where you're gonna stay. Wait, you can't be gay one day. And
Oh no, I've seen trans people tell other trans people you can't be non-binary. That's a fake gender. You can't be. If you're, it's it's tricky. It's very tricky, especially in Western cultures.
So
But
what's the answer to his question?
There's
many genders.
There's a lot. Like there's I would have to do a lot of research to figure out how many, in different parts of the world, different cultures recognize what. But there's a lot. So, but no, monosexual is not straight. It just means you're attracted to one gender. That could be any gender.
Okay.
So if you were monosexual, you could say
could
that
be
you
used
were
with another.
yeah, right. They're not all mutually exclusive.
Okay.
But if you're monosexual, you may only be attracted to cis men, and that's it.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
So you're not attracted to trans men and cis men. You're just attracted to cis men. Period. That's it. There's aromantic, which
That was you again.
well, of course. So aromantic means that, and that's not a romantic. It's aromantic,
damn.
one word. Which means that you don't have any romantic feelings, and you're not interested in having any romantic feelings, and having a romantic relationship with somebody.
Okay, Dominic.
So you're just all you want is sex, which
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I'll tell you, the year I spent single, I was totally
So is this
aromantic.
another
I was
name
like,
for? Never mind.
oh god, I was like, I didn't want a
I don't wanna
relationship.
say
I
that.
was just, I'm like, I'm gonna sleep with whoever the fuck I want to sleep with. But I
Hi,
don't wanna
Patricia
get in a
Mason.
relationship.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi, Patricia. Androsexual means that you are attracted to male-presenting individuals. That doesn't necessarily mean that they identify as male, but maybe they're a more sort of androgynous woman, or maybe they're a little more of a sort of a typical masculine trans man. Maybe they're more of a masculine cis man. Whatever it is, that's what it is. Is that you're attracted to that more sort of masculine.
That is a good question. That's very. I almost want to say that's very conservative to think that way.
It's not really new, really. But and honestly, it's not necessarily for you. It's for people who are trying to make sense of what is going on in their head. Because if you're somebody who is asexual and you don't know the term asexual, all you know is you have zero sexual feelings for this person. You love this person. I love you to death. I love my partner. I love whatever. But I don't want to have sex with you at all. I don't want to have sex with you. You know what I mean?
Rejected.
But you're not, though, because you love them. You are married to them. you're just not interested in sex. And if you are someone that is
Do
struggling with
relationships
that,
last like that?
absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, there was just an article that was posted by a woman whose partner is an asexual drag queen.
Oh, yes.
Totally
I posted
doable.
that.
Sex is not the be-all, end-all. But if you're struggling with this and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? It's like, oh, okay, so I'm normal. That's totally fine. So
Hi,
it's
Jody.
not
Hi,
not
Lady
really for somebody else. It's for yourself if you're trying to figure out, who you are. So the opposite of androsexual would be gynosexual, which means that you're attracted to female-presenting individuals.
Why is that name? Oh, God, I hate that name.
Well, so
I even hate the doctor
same sort of
name.
thing. Demisexual. I like demisexuals.
Demi Lovato, for sure.
And it's, oh my god. Demisexuals are people who only form a sexual attraction after having a strong emotional bond first.
Oh.
So, like, having casual sex with somebody, not their thing. It's not something that they're really capable of doing. Like, it's just not, But once they form that bond with you, once that, you have that strong emotional bond, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a romantic bond. It just has to be some sort of an emotional bond.
So, when I was single, there was, like, these people that, like, once you had done your deed, you're like, okay, good, okay, bye. They would be, like, calling, and they'd be like, oh, I want to see you again. Are those, like,
no, not
the people, like, those are stalkers?
That's
Yeah,
a
those
booty
are
call.
those are stalkers. Those are not demisexual.
Okay, I was
Because
like-
they wouldn't have slept with you until that bond was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stalker sexual.
Right. Jesus Christ. There's peri-oriented, and that means this one is going to be a little bit interesting. So, peri-oriented means your sexual and your romantic orientation targets the same gender. So, say that you are, you're like hetero-romantic and you're heterosexual. So, you're straight and, you're physically and sexually attracted to straight people or to someone of the opposite gender. And that's who you want to have a romantic relationship with as well.
Why did I get so confused so quickly?
Hang on. The other one might make a little more sense. Okay, so vario-oriented is when your sexual and romantic orientation targets different genders. Okay, what I always used to say here's okay. So I generally identify as pansexual. I don't whatever. But what I used to say, and this was while I was being a whore for a little while, was that men are for fucking, women are for marrying.
Whoa.
So, and the reason was at the time, at the time, I'm like, I really couldn't see myself in a relationship with a guy. But I have no problems. I mean, I'm totally sexually attracted to dudes. Being in a relationship with one, I don't know. Being in a relationship with a woman, totally. So...
God, I hate when you make me think.
So...
That is so... Who came up with these? How do they come to be?
I would say most of them are probably...
I'm not asking in the, like, naive way. I'm like, who...
No, most of them have probably come from things like sex therapists and things like that.
Like, these aren't, like... and for lack of a better term, these are, like, street terms that turned into mainstream.
No, and it's again, it's one of
terms.
these things where if you're not sure what's going on with yourself, and you're like, look, I'm sleeping with all these guys, and I mean, I like them well enough, but I don't want to be in a relationship with them. Why not? And then you get into it deeper, and it's like, okay, so you're sexually attracted to men, women, and whoever, but when it comes to being in an emotional, romantic relationship, you see it more with these people than with these people.
For this one, I think that a good example of this would be the people that marry in.
Mm-hmm.
and think, oh, I thought this was it, but it's not.
Right.
And they rather be in a relationship with, maybe the opposite sex.
Right. So it's.
Again, I feel like that is, from my perspective, I feel like that's what that is.
And that's, right. Polyamorous, of course, is something that we've talked about before. And that's being open to having relationships with more than one person at a time. That is not polygamy.
I'm not laughing at the definition. I'm laughing at a personal reason.
Oh, God. Polygamy means basically you have one husband and however many fucking wives he wants to have. Polygamy is not polyamory. Just make that very clear. And then, of course, there's monogamy or monogamous when you're wanting to have a relationship with only one person. Neither are wrong, neither are right.
Most people know that definition,
right?
Because that's the only one that's taught.
People tend to confuse polyamory with polygamy, though. That's one of the big things.
I don't think that my situation is the second. I think it's the first.
Because polyamory is, you are actually in a relationship with multiple people who they may also have. Be in a relationship with multiple people, and it's everybody's in it together.
I can't talk about it right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ! So hopefully you guys learned a little bit about stuff. Maybe things that you hadn't
confused
learned.
me and Savannah. That's fine.
That's okay. It happens.
Now I'm gonna go back and read these again and be like,
go googling shit. Careful what you Google, though.
It's okay. I would type the names and then porn. That's fine.
Yeah. Figures. And you have all sorts of really interesting things come up. Just saying. So,
Savannah was going to do it too, but she has a crown on and she can't say that.
Do me a favor, Felicia. Don't speak for me.
I'm so sorry. I'm just hiding over here.
She's going to hide in her hair. Good. No, you kind of look like the ring.
Oh, should I?
It's kind of what we're going for over there. Just come through. Oh my God. God help us.
Anyway, I won't speak for her anymore.
No she can speak for her damn self.
She's an independent ass woman.
What'd you call me?
Independent ass woman.
Oh, God.
What'd you think?
I don't know. I didn't hear you. I wasn't listening. Whatever.
What? I would never do anything to disrespect her. But thank you for joining us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being patient through all those definitions, on which I'm still confused about.
We're an educational show.
It is. It is.
We're going to be on PBS one day.
That's my goal. Public access, too.
Right after Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Ooh, or Sesame Street in between the two?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be perfect.
The kids will love it, I'm sure. So tell us about yourself, and where did Savannah get her start?
I'll tell you about myself. Oh my goodness. So
it is an interview question, so tell us a little bit about
right? So I was originally born in Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay, you don't need to go back that far.
Okay.
Whoa,
where are we going? I'm just kidding. We only have a few minutes.
You had your time.
Bitch, this is my show.
Again, I'm hiding in the hair.
Right? Okay, I will just put it out there. I was born in Madison, Wisconsin, but moved here with my family in 1984. Went to school here, went to elementary, went to high school. That's about it. Got into theater. So when I was younger, I'd put on these plays with the neighborhood kids, my friends. When I was about 8 or 9, in the driveway, and we would invite.
Oh yeah.
And we would invite the rest of the neighborhood to come watch, and that's really where my love for performing really came from. And from there, I got into dance, and I got into theater. Did theater all through high school. Did theater all through community theater.
College?
No. I didn't go to college.
No.
But community theater. And then from there, I wanted to extend myself theatrically. So I went to my very first drag show back in 2000. Yeah, back in 2000. I went to Pookie's.
Oh, I've never heard of that. I wasn't here.
Do you remember Pookie's?
I wasn't here.
Okay, how many of y'all remember Pookie's? So I went to Pookie's and saw my very first drag show with Barbara Seville and Phaedra. And from there, I wanted to be part of that. So I got started with the help of many friends. Divinity is the first drag queen that ever put me in drag, and she put me in her show at Winx. And then from there, I've really gotten so much help from community members and family and other entertainers. Not just locally, but nationally as well. Yeah. Absolutely. So that's a little bit about me. So that's how I got started.
So what motivates you to keep performing?
What motivates me? So
the crown on your head,
right? There's so many. There's really so many reasons.
You've been doing this for what, 18 years?
Ever since about 2001. So, wow. Yeah. So really, what motivates me to keep performing is my passion for performing, being on stage. Being on stage is really where I feel the most comfortable, and being the difference in someone's night. When they come to a show, they could be going through something that I don't know what they're going through, but if I can help ease that tension or help them have a good time, maybe it's their first time seeing a drag show, maybe it's their 1000th time seeing a drag show. I want them to have a good time, and I want to be memorable.
I haven't seen, like, and this could just be because I'm out of the loop, but you've been so focused on pageantry lately that I haven't seen you at many, like, local shows lately.
Yeah.
Like, you've been busy doing all your pageant shit that it's like, I haven't seen you in, like, any of the sort of, usual shows lately.
Right.
Recently, I think you've been.
Well, you can catch her this week.
All right.
Jesus.
So I've been really focusing on the Miss Gay America pageantry system, and so last year I was Miss Arizona, Miss Gay Arizona America 2016, and this year I'm Miss Gay Western States America. But it really, how do I want to word this? I wanted to be Miss Arizona for so long. I started in 2008. I ran for Miss Gay Phoenix, and I didn't win. So I stepped away and really reevaluated everything. Came back. And
that's a really important process, right? Like backing away,
God,
evaluating.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes people rush right back into it, and they're not even.
And so many people told me. So when I came back to the Arizona America system, I tried for the title of Miss Gay Arizona America 5 years in a row. And I got first alternate 3 years in a row. And people were telling me, take a step back, learn from your mistakes, reevaluate things, save up some more money, and then really go full force and, hit it head on. And I refused to do that because I didn't want to lose momentum, and I didn't want people to feel that I was giving up. So I kept going until I got it. So, and then after that, I went to Miss Gay America and placed third alternate to Miss Gay America that year, which was Susie Wong. And then Susie Wong crowned me Miss Gay Western States.
What?
And then I went back to America and placed in the top 10. So
that's to be at nationals twice and both times hit the top 10 and first time end up third alternate, like that's pretty damn good.
I loved it. It was like out of body experience for me.
Wow.
I have a question for you, just based on how catty sometimes the community and stuff can be. Has anybody ever called you a crown chaser?
No, not to my face.
Not to your face.
No. No.
I was just curious because that's a fairly common thing to hear when oh my God, they're just crown chaser.
And you're like,
I think people have reasons for. I mean, I certainly had my reasons for wanting to be Miss Gay Arizona, of course, but I think people have their reasons, and that's completely up to them. So, but no, nobody's called me a crown chaser. A dollar diver, but...
A dollar diver? Oh my God.
What?
That's awesome.
A dollar diver. I call myself a dollar diver.
That's amazing.
Please explain the terms for those that may not know.
A dollar diver, it's just kind of a joke to myself because drag queens reach for dollars, so it looks like we're diving for dollars.
All the time. But
that's all
speaking
we're
of
concerned.
jokes, do you think people take memes too seriously? And
Nah.
I'm only asking that because you posted that one meme, and I thought it was hilarious.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
I clicked that. I laughed at it. I went to go back to see what the comments were, and it looked
gone.
like war was happening. And then the next morning, I
It was
went back,
gone.
and I was like, "Where did it go?"
Yeah. So this is a touchy subject. I think memes can be.
They're like the way for me. It's like a way for me to be sarcastic with showing a picture.
Right. It's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people take themselves too seriously, and I think we need to step back and we need to be okay with laughing at ourselves a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I laugh at myself all the time.
Hi, Gio. It's okay. You're late. It's fine.
So, I think sometimes, yeah, people can take them too seriously.
I thought that went
And
way out of control. And you even
Way-
said, this is a joke.
This is a joke. This is my opinion, and everyone is entitled to their opinion. Absolutely. But it was just causing too much of a stir.
Yeah.
So
And Barbara even put her, disclaimer.
I told you so. I know. And she did. And she did. She said, girl, don't do it. But I did it. And I had every right to do it. So.
I mean.
Because it's my opinion.
I feel like sometimes people get a little crazy on the social medias.
They do.
I'm not saying that everything is right that people post. But I feel like even though you put a disclaimer that this is a joke and this is my opinion.
It's an opinion.
Well, the thing is, social media now has created,
it's
armchair
become
activists,
one-sided.
And, people get really stupid brave when they're sitting there on their phone. They can,
that's a good one.
What?
Patricia Mason says memes are like snarky T-shirts, only online.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
I would agree
maybe
with that.
tomorrow we should just spend all day posting memes.
Jesus Christ, you do that anyway.
And people
you're right.
people seem to think just because you don't have my opinion, it's not the right opinion, and it's not the right way to think.
True.
Well, one thing, obviously there are some memes that are more offensive than others,
Oh, of
just
course.
in general. Some that are really poor taste, and one thing that I always say is, it's, there's freedom of speech. You can say whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't mean that, nobody's going to be like, you're not free from consequences. You can say whatever the fuck you want,
Yeah.
but be prepared.
People
that
see
there's
it.
People are going to see it, and people are going to jump on, and they're going to give you your 2 cents, and you can either ignore it or, whatever, but...
Hello, Vina. Thanks for joining us.
I mean, shouldn't she be at school or something, or putting kids into school? It's like, what time is it? It's in the morning there. So, what are you doing?
I don't judge people's
Shouldn't be
lives.
doing housework.
Maybe she's watching us on the way to school.
She should be doing housework or something.
That's
It's her daughter's last day of school today. She graduates.
Oh,
She's
really?
she's in Singapore.
Congratulations
Jesus,
to your daughter.
Wow.
I know. I told her she's old.
Well, you can do that to her.
I can't.
If
I've known
I
her for
said
over
it,
20 years.
if I say it, then she would be like, "Oh, well,
Yeah,
thank you."
I've known her for well over.
The
20
media
years now,
has
so.
given them way too much attention. Who too much attention? Did we talk about something that I missed?
I don't think so.
point
I
on?
think I lost the.
Have I been drinking
Posting memes on social media, I think is what he meant.
Okay. Oh, or social opinions. True.
Yeah.
Hi, Allison. Wow, all these people.
Oh my
You
God.
must have got my invite.
God.
Sorry, I lost my place. How has your reign for Miss Gay Western States America been?
It's been incredible.
Any new experiences that you've had?
My goodness.
Or a memorable experience?
Absolutely. Going to Miss Gay America this past year as Miss Gay Western States, it was held in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Mm.
Oh, you even said it right.
And New Orleans.
Yeah, you did.
Right?
You
New
did.
Orleans. So it was held there, and I had never been there, and it was beautiful. But then...
Oh, I forgot about this. I'm so sorry.
So they brought us, Rob and Michael
Mhm.
and Susie all brought us down for a meeting. All the contestants, the promoters, everybody down for a meeting, and said that we have to cancel the review show night and basically cancel one of the nights and move final night up to
So there's no relaxation.
none. So
Wow.
because the reason being is because there was a hurricane headed straight for us.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to do the pageant
Get the
and
hell
then
out.
get
and
the fuck
basically get out.
Wow.
So some contestants stayed the rest of the night because it was supposed to hit the next day at like 6 or 7 o'clock
That's
in the
crazy.
evening. So
Oh, I'm too
Um,
terrified. I would have been like, I'll be back next year, but bye, guys.
So, my promoters, Daniel Ekstrom, Nick Ray, myself, Wes, and my Savvy Squad team, my dancers, all stayed the night and then left the next day. But the pageant began at 3 o'clock in the afternoon,
Wow.
which was really weird because there was some windows
oh,
in
God, that's
the in
so-
the ballroom,
Oh, that's so
so
weird.
you saw daylight coming through. when
Oh,
the pageant
that's
began.
weird.
So
For those that don't know, we usually perform at night or in very
we're
dark,
creatures
dark
of the evening,
places.
absolutely. Yeah.
Day drag is not cute, and when you
No.
have a nighttime face in the daytime, it's like, oh, Jesus.
I mean, granted, it wasn't held outside; it was held in a ballroom. But
That's still gonna be
You
weird because a lot of times,
It
you know, when
was.
you're, because part of it, you know, with the lights and stuff, like with gown and whatnot, it's the way that the lights hit the gown and the stones and the whatever, and when you've got daylight coming in, it's not quite the same.
It's
doesn't
not the
have
same light, it's
effect.
not the
like,
mood.
Right? It's like
You're like, oh.
granted, I will
That's your
say
gown.
the windows were on the back wall, so it was the back wall. The stage was in front of it, and then the lights. So
Interesting.
it was just
But still, your mind is like, wait.
right.
Like it is
Savannah,
way too
Like,
early for this.
Savannah,
Why am
it's daytime.
Why
Why
am I
are you in drag?
Why am I in a full gown?
Right at 3 o'clock. In
At
the
3 o'clock in the
afternoon.
afternoon, competing to become the next Miss Gay America. But it was stressful experience, but it was kind of fun in a way because
Well, when are you
you
gonna
had
have
to
another-
evolve and you had
right.
to. It forced you to
Speed it up. Let's
to
go.
speed it up to to really
Think
be on your A
feet.
game.
Mhm.
And when,
really-
I mean, when are you gonna have another opportunity to be like, yeah, you remember that time that we had a pageant?
there was a hurricane.
Like,
Yeah. So I mean, this year's as Miss Gay Western States has really been a memorable one.
Okay.
It's been incredible.
Yes. And what advice would you give to the next queen coming in and competing for your crown?
So I will tell everybody my give up or my step down as Miss Gay Western States is going to be this Sunday at Tempe Center for the Arts, and it starts at 6 p.m. You
nice
can buy.
plug.
You,
It's good.
you can buy you can buy tickets at www.mgwsa.com.
What was that again?
Can we have it flash on the screen?
Right.
I didn't prepare for that.
mgwsa.com. But the biggest piece of advice I would give to any contestant competing for this title and any title in the America system is truly be yourself. Give the judges what you have to offer, not what they think, not what you think they want to hear.
Mm.
Give them your true, authentic self.
I think that's true for
and
any
have-
pageant.
And no matter what, win, lose, or draw, have an amazing time and learn as much as you can. Be a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
Not only learn from that experience, but learn from experiences of fellow competitors around you.
That's
as
what
well.
I always tell people too when they're competing for anything. I'm like, if nothing else, it's going to be a hell of a learning experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Because pageants, especially if you're on a national level, are
I
very
talk to
very
everybody.
different. Like they're a totally different
Everybody.
creature from like a bar title
Yeah.
or like it's very very different.
Very.
And the
And you meet
judges
people
are
from
very different
regions
than
where
what you're
they're
going to
doing
see. Like
different things.
so that's you go and learn and talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Get as much information as you can.
I think that's how my Facebook got all full.
Either that or you just
No, I stopped adding all the cute guys
oh
after the first 2 years. And then when I went
Jesus
to nationals, I was like, bitch, we need to get all these people that I don't know out of here.
my God.
And you know what? I will say this. You know what really kind of helped me? One of the things out of many that really helped me mentally with not winning Arizona for so many years in a row was Barbara Seville, actually. She came to me and she said, it doesn't mean no, it just means not right now.
Right.
Mm.
And I love that. It's always stuck with me, and
Wow.
I've told that to other girls as well.
Wow.
So,
I think the
everybody
key...
wants to win, of course. Everybody wants to win. Who doesn't want to win? But
can you put a PSA out there?
you-
I'm tired of the people that say this shit is rigged,
right,
and putting out those long posts about how they spent so much money. We all spend the same amount, or if not more, on a package.
I think the key to things like that, because one of the things that you see in any system, especially from my experience, especially with like a lot of the MI or the Mister, because it's a smaller pool of contestants.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of the same contestants over and over again every year, and I think the key when you're if you continue to do it every year is if you're not growing and learning from the previous year, that's the problem. That's why you're going to stay exactly where you're at, and you're never going to have a chance of winning because you're just stuck in your head, and you're like, well, I don't know why they didn't
or
like
walking
me.
away,
And then you just keep doing the
thinking
same
the judges
shit.
are
It's like,
after you.
right. Like, it didn't
I'm like,
work
the
the
judges
first
don't
6
even
years.
know you. Go away.
Right. Didn't work the first 6 years. Maybe you should change something. Maybe you should listen to your critiques. Maybe you should do something.
Stop saying you were robbed.
Right.
Fix it.
And actually,
right,
grow a little bit and evolve. If you're stuck in a rut and you're just going to keep doing the same shit over and over again, then you're never going to get anywhere. Like,
so what I've always done from any contest or any pageant that I've ever done, I've always saved my critique sheets, and I have them in a binder. And whenever I'm preparing for a pageant, I go back and read those comments in the critique sheets, and it kind of helps me prepare because I see, okay, this didn't work from 3 different judges, but 5 judges told me yes on this.
Right.
So I'm going to keep this. This is going to be a maybe pile, and this is going to be the no pile.
That's very strategic.
That's with every category. I go through that with interview, with onstage question, with evening gown, with talent, with presentation now. So
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Does the America system, do they have a Mr. division or anything like that, or is it just they do, what is it?
they
It's
do.
Mr. Gay America.
Mr. Gay
Is it Mr. Gay America?
And
I never see anything.
I will say
It just rebooted, right?
it did.
2 years ago.
Okay.
It did. It's brand new. It came back. It was around back in the past, but it's come back now. It's made a reboot. And Mr. Gay Arizona America is going to have its first pageant.
That's
on Sunday
right.
during
That's
my step
right.
down.
I did.
It's gonna be
I did see
really?
that.
Uh-huh.
I
It's going to
did
be a
see
double
that.
step down. It's going to be a double
Double
crowning.
crowning.
Excuse me. So
That's
I will
right.
be
I was
stepping
like,
down.
who's stepping down? I didn't
I
know we
will-
had a Mr.
I will
Gay
be stepping
America.
down as Miss Gay Western States, and then we're going to crown our very first Mr. Gay Arizona America at Tempe Center this Sunday.
That's awesome.
How much
Yeah.
are the tickets?
Visit the website at
Oh.
gwusa.com.
Oh, I thought
Which
you would
basically
now.
means I don't fucking know. I don't have to pay for a damn ticket.
Don't speak for
Or-
her.
or-
Don't speak for her.
Or you, I believe you can get them on Tempe Center for the Arts website as well.
I'm trying to. I was just waiting for you to finish speaking.
I will say, another plug, if I may. Daniel Ekstrom and Nick Ray are both of the promoters for this amazing pageant, and I would not be the person or the entertainer or the competitor I am today without the love and the friendship and the support that I have received from those 2 individuals. They are 2 of the best promoters that the system has to offer.
You
And
want to
if
cut
they're-
that and put it on there?
Right? And if there's any contestants out there that are thinking about competing, please do. Please reach out to me, Savannah Stevens, Daniel Ekstrom, or Nick
You have
Ray.
to- This is Savannah Stevens.
We only been
And,
talking to
um,
Savannah Stevens.
for the
Right? In
Last
case,
hour.
there was people that was just joining us. Or you can reach
It's
out to
also
Miss Gay
on-
America
it's also
Devastation.
on the
Where?
Title of
Shimmy and
something,
Shake with
Shimmy and
Savannah.
Shake.
Yeah. That's,
Why? Every time I see her performing.
I shake.
Jesus.
Shimmy and Shake.
So are y'all going to be at the pageant on Sunday,
I'm
right?
gonna be out of
Oh,
town.
sure.
I'm going.
Oh.
Felicia,
Oh,
I thought
sure.
you were competing.
Do not.
Not speak.
Do not.
Miss Gay
No.
America is going to be there. Devastation.
I could be there, but I don't have to compete. Ooh, my palms are all
Yeah!
I was like, ooh.
I scared her.
Let me find a gown. Oh, I can't open that right now. Things are falling.
Do not open that right now.
Things are falling.
Please don't
in
injure
here.
our guest. We've managed to go.
That's why things are on the floor.
We've gone 10 weeks
there.
without an injury.
Oh,
Let's
no.
not.
God.
Please don't make me reset the sign.
Usually I'm the injury, so it's fine. That's why I'm sitting on this side. It's lovely over here.
Just gonna lean.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me? I'm actually next week. Is that next week? The 27th?
Mm-hmm.
Next week.
Jesus.
All moving so fast. Don't judge me. So next week I will be traveling to Las Vegas, Nevada, and I will be competing for the first title of Miss Gay Nevada America. Damn. Yeah. I'm excited.
Good luck.
Thank you.
See, I'm moving my hands and my feet aren't.
Right. This is good.
They don't know how.
Oh my god.
So where can people find you at your next show? Because you have a lot of them this week. I noticed
Do
that.
I do.
Yeah, you do. You
Yeah.
got a lot.
She's
I got
traveling
a lot.
next week.
And
She
I
gotta
said,
make some
and then I
money.
jokingly
Right.
said that you're only gonna sleep on Monday and Thursday.
Well, I wait tables too, so there's
Oh,
not a lot
so
of
no
sleeping.
sleep. Oh,
No
okay.
sleep.
Plus
That's
Thursday
good.
she has to come to bingo.
Oh, that's right.
Thursday I have to come to bingo.
You see? So,
Yeah, because you don't have a show on Thursday.
Tomorrow? No, I don't.
See?
But I do work.
Oh, right.
I mean, what time? Because bingo starts at 9.
5 p.m.
She's like, oh, I work at 9.
She's like, I start when you start.
What
What
time is bingo? Right. What time is bingo? Yeah, that's
So,
when I start.
what was the last question? What shows can you find me at?
Yeah, the plethora of shows that you're going to be at. Because
So-
you're leaving here and going to one.
So, tonight I'll be at Carumba's.
Oh, that's fine. It says it starts at 10:30. It'll start about 1, so you've got time.
For the Karime Lazaldi show with Miss Gay Phoenix, Adriana Galliano.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, nothing. Friday, every Friday I'll be at BS West for the cast of Elements. Saturday, I'll be at the Doggies and Drag show at Cobalt.
Oh, I might be at that.
And then Saturday night, I'll be with Barbara Seville at The Rock, 10 p.m. sharp, never 10:01. And then Sunday, at 6 p.m., Tempe Center for the Arts will be my step down.
And
as
then
Western
Monday,
State.
she'll be sleeping all day.
Monday, if I'm not working, I'll be sleeping.
That's right. You don't work till
Wow.
9 anyway, so you're fine.
Since you're not available. And where can people find you on social media? What social medias are you on?
So, I don't have the Twitter or the Snapchat.
I don't understand.
I'm not cool
Snapchat.
like the kids, I guess.
I don't understand Snapchat.
Just
I'm not
stay over
cool
there.
for the summer.
Just stay over there.
You know what? People can find me on Facebook. I'm going to say it again. Savannah Stevens.
It's in the title.
It's in the
Video.
Steven. It's Steven with a V, not a PH.
Right.
Just
Because
just in
I
case.
So,
can imagine people spell that wrong.
Savannah Stevens, they do.
What?
Savannah Stevens on Facebook, they do. Savannah Stevens
I
on
feel your
Facebook
pain.
or Savannah Stevens 2017 on Instagram.
I was looking for you all over the place.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
But you found me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All over the place.
Oh god.
Wow.
So, yeah. I don't have MySpace anymore. I heard MySpace is making a comeback.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
You tell
Yeah.
me.
I haven't heard that. Mm-mm. I would
That's
sign
not
up again,
awesome.
though.
Would you? I
Why
might.
not?
I might.
Felicia has all the things. I can barely manage
My phone
Facebook.
always buzzes. Look at this.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it doesn't stop. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Can I? May I?
Yeah.
This is
That's
all
from-
Felicia's notifications.
So if you haven't heard from me,
Girl. Girl!
It just keeps going and going.
Remind me
and
to never.
going.
Oh, girl.
so when you send me a message and I answer you, you're lucky.
Right.
Or I must be on the computer because that's
Right.
how usually I get all of these. People are like, you didn't answer me. If you want to book me, I'll give you my number. Because I
Right.
can see text messages through this whole thing.
It's true because you didn't reply to my text message about what apartment number do you live in.
It was a Facebook
It was a
message.
Facebook message. No. That's
And when
fine.
I'm getting ready...
You said I live in the house with the globes.
Yeah.
So I was...
You've
Were
been
you-
the first one not to
Oh,
be
No,
able
no,
to
no.
find it.
Savannah was confused and looking for actual globes. She
No.
was looking for like. That's what she was looking for. She's like, I don't see any
No, it
fucking
wasn't.
globes.
No,
what
it wasn't.
globes? That's what she was looking for. Were actual globes.
No,
You know, that's,
no.
She was like, why aren't they spinning? And where's the geography teacher?
I'm not a blonde.
Yeah.
No offense to blondes
Tonight.
out there.
Tonight.
Uh,
Well, so great chatting with you. So we have bingo every Thursday at the Cat.
Okay.
we start exactly at 9 p.m. ish.
So
What do you have on Thursdays that you haven't mentioned yet?
here, so if I come see you on a Thursday, you're gonna come to BS West and see me on a Friday.
I have already.
Uh-huh.
Where are we going with those?
That's it.
Wait a
That's all I had. That's all I had.
That's all she's got.
That's all I
Good.
got.
Great. Thanks.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ.
But wait, what about your show on Thursday? Every other Thursday.
Oh, every other Thursday. Absolutely. I totally forgot. I'm sorry. I don't have my calendar in front of me.
Oh my God.
Every other Thursday, I host a kind of an open mic night competition at Club Vault with my daughter, Whitney Stevens.
And what time does that start?
That starts at 10:15. It's supposed to start at 10, but I'm pushing it to 10:15 because I don't usually get there until about that time.
Oh, so you can come to bingo before.
I could.
Right, see, there you go. Look
I
at that.
mean,
play a couple of rounds,
Right?
and then just go down the street.
we play pretty quickly, so.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, you're that quick?
I mean,
We're
we're not just saying.
just gonna sit there for 3 hours.
So that's every other Thursday at Club Vault.
Yeah.
So called Facelift.
Is it face or facelift?
So the first season of it was called Face, and then to give it a
The
refreshing,
revamping?
right? Like the
Mhm.
reboot
Mm-hmm.
called Facelift
Mm.
now.
Oh, I thought you go there, you can get the.
Staples not included.
Bring your own staples, ladies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So we've got bingo every Thursday at the Cash. This Friday we've got
Who
Cat
is
Bingo happening at La Gatara.
Did you get distracted?
Yes. Sorry.
I think you're in that discussion.
Am I? I don't think I am.
The National Bearded Queen discussion? Which is May...
May
20th?
May
13th.
20th. And
Oh.
No, that's the
no,
meeting.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
I am not in there. Apparently, I'm not included. I just hosted.
Oh, maybe it's the judges.
Jesus.
You don't know anything.
So this Friday we've got Cat Bingo at La Gatara. I will actually not be there. Felicia's gonna handle it by herself. I'm sorry. Next Thursday.
Let's see if they come back the next month.
Alright. It's alright. We'll let them know that I'll be there and I got it. I'll make it better. It's okay. Next Thursday on the 26th is a special bingo night. We're doing Cosmic Bingo benefiting AZ Typo, which is super, super exciting.
Oh, I can't wait to wear neon.
I know, I need to find some neon.
Oh, is that... Oh.
Jesus Christ.
What's happening right now?
Light bulb went off like an hour later.
Oh
That's
Oh,
fine.
my
Gotcha.
god. Are you headed to Casa Grande?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at you.
It turns out it's a benefit for one of the whites.
Jaden.
Jaden? Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. Oh my god, that sounded so racist. Oh my god. Did your crown almost fall off? Because
Wow.
I said something so...
Wow.
It almost jumped off my
Misplaced.
head.
Wow.
It said, this is not what America's about.
Right?
Wow.
I think
I'm just gonna hide behind my side pony.
Yeah, it's I know it's a benefit for Jaden White.
Whew. And it's called Runway Review,
My.
presented by the Dining Divas. Wow, I'm so warm. That was.
I
think that's the worst thing that I've said
it's
on this show, and I've said some
I don't know that
horrible
it's
things.
the worst.
Do you want to do you want to re-clarify?
Jaden White, that's his last name, and Romeo White is his drag dad, and I said it's one of the Whites, and I couldn't remember which one it was.
Wow.
We're gonna
Upcoming
have to
guests,
change their
we've
names.
got Paul Castle, who is the artist and boyfriend of the shirtless violinist. He'll be coming up, and we've got more people showing up eventually.
I think Naomi
as well.
St. James. I'm just playing
She's
with dates for her.
Naomi St. James. I know has said that she wants to be on. So yeah, we're fixing to run down the season here.
On May 16th.
May 16th is our last episode.
Oh, this is what I wanted to do. Well, there's only 4 people watching, but I should have said it in the beginning. I'll say it next episode. But I want somebody to come up with like a creative theme for us to follow on May 16th as our finale.
Shit.
I
mean, we could be up to no good and no trouble.
May I make a suggestion of a guest I would love to see on? Miss K Arizona, Olivia Gardens.
We've had Olivia on.
In fact, we need to have her back because she's supposed to cook us spam.
Oh, that's right. We're supposed to do
We're supposed to have
taste
spam
test.
several different kinds of ways.
Yes, the different types of spam taste tests. That's what we're supposed to do with her.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I might want to catch her on a payday because she may need to buy some materials. But,
I don't know why they call spam the poor man's food. Spam is not cheap.
I know.
Spam is fucking expensive.
Pumpkin spice.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it would be so hard to find it right now.
You can find it still on clearance in random places.
Oh
my god.
Look at the
Is
dollar
that
store.
Last
healthy?
year.
Is that safe?
It's fine.
It's
Look at the
expired.
dollar store.
On their season finale, they died. That's the end. Well, we want to thank our sponsors, Gabe King Photography. You can find him at GabeKingPhotography.com. We want to thank Marissa of Wigs of a Kind. It sounded like she was going to send me another one. I am due for one. I am due because look at what I'm wearing. It's my fault.
I need you to come to BS West next Tuesday so you can put my mohawk in.
Are you sure about that? Because last time you complained about how tight it was.
I know, but I can't do
I've
it
had
myself.
queens teach me from Savannah Stevens
I know, but
to
I can't.
Kayla Crawford,
I know, but I can't do it myself. And I have the outfit that matches, but I
who
can't.
have taught me how to pin in wigs that make it hurt. But you look good.
Yeah, well, at least I look good.
I mean, no, last time I pinned it in, he was.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
Hold. Snatched.
He was like, "Wow, I can see everything," and I was like, "This is the way it
my
is."
eyeballs were stretched.
This
all
is
the
why
way
we
to,
love
like, my
updos.
ears. Christ.
We want to thank the Burley Barber. If anybody's interested in getting a haircut, please let me know because you can win a free one. You can book an appointment on their website at burleybarbers.com. It's burleybarbers.com. Special thanks to Brandon, Leanne, Carrie, and Patricia for supporting us on Patreon. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe. All one word. If you, be sure to like this episode, subscribe, and share it with all your friends and enemies and Trump supporters and people that think that all races are created equal. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And special thanks to our guest.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. And people that watch us live and people that watch us on the replay. See you next week.
Good night, y'all. Bye.